good morning. I would first want to ask you, how many of you were in Vama Veche at the Stufstock Festival in 2008? Some of you? Okay, nice. Well, I was there too, because that's when I first volunteered. I was 14, and I was in the organizing team of this international festival. Why did I do it? Well, I loved rock. My favorite band was playing, and I wanted to do something different with my summer. So I remember that distinct moment when I first walked in the area of the concert. And it was extremely hot. It was August, it was noon. The concert was held in a field and not at the beach, as it is usually. And there were, all the bands were rehearsing. It was only me and some of my fellow volunteers who were there and could watch this private concert, and it felt absolutely amazing. So for that whole week, what I did was I promoted the festival. I helped with the production. I also interacted with the public. I answered questions. I helped with the international artists, telling them when to go on stage. And imagine, like, someone actually trusted a 14-year-old with that. A 14-year-old who barely knew what PR and production meant at that point. So it was a pretty exciting experience. My parents were crazy enough to let me do it and be okay with me coming back at 8 a.m. in the room, sleeping for a couple of hours, then going to work again. Yes, now it sounds pretty much insane. But at that point, what I did, I didn't feel weird. I didn't care that I was the only underage person working there, but I profited of what I learned. And I made friends, and I did a pretty good job. And most importantly, I learned. And not many 7th graders know how an international festival is organized and what happens in the backstage. And this was the beginning of my journey, which was my journey of volunteering, which was my biggest learning experience, and an experience that I absolutely loved. I have always been kind of a restless person. Since I was a child, my mother used to take me to different courses every day, but some things never changed, and I'm still active, and I'm still enthusiastic, and I still like to try new things and learn from everything. So this is why during the last 5 years, I have volunteered in 9 NGOs, besides some personal projects. And I volunteered in so many different domains because I wanted to maximize this learning experience that I had the opportunity of having. So after all, I gained knowledge in subjects such as environmental activism and first aid, and teaching children in middle school, and children's rights, and how to manage a budget, how to manage a project, how to fundraise, and also to debate and discuss international and national problems. So it was pretty great. But what I did, as I grew up, my motivations also changed. And well, over the time, I became obsessed with the word change. And now I feel that the duty of all of the human beings, of us as human beings and as professionals, is to improve the world that we live in any way that we can. And I think that anyone can be a factor of change. And this is why we are all here today, because we believe the same thing. So I decided to follow this goal of mine of, well, having an impact on the world around me. So I managed to get closer to this goal through volunteering. And this is because I believed in all of the projects that I got involved in. I believe that they can change something. And I accepted challenges. For example, last winter, I was a project assistant at a foundation, and I was in charge of an efficient government project. And this project would assess the quality of the government and the quality of the management in the public sector and public institutions. So at first I had no experience, and all my workmates had at least 10 years more experience than me. So I was pretty much lost. But I said, okay, this is a challenge and I can do it. And I want to do it because I believe that this project is important and I believe that this project can change something. So, well, this project now, the result of this project ended up at the tables of several ministers, and there was an increase in the transparency of public institutions and in the communication between public institutions and physical or juridical entities. And through what I've done until now, I contributed as much as I could to change. But maybe most of all, I've learned, well, besides this factual knowledge that I was talking about, I gained experience and I learned how change can be implemented in various domains. And I observed how people worked, people dealing with change. And well, I guess I also learned how to improve myself. And I believe that with this improvement, I can be in the future more than I am now, this factor of change that I dream of being. I am now in one of the most prestigious high schools in Romania, but schoolwork and, well, formal schooling in general hasn't taught me anything of this. It hasn't changed and shaped my view of the world. And this is why I can say that volunteering has been my definite educational experience. And now this social work, let's say like this, that I've done has also helped me to get a scholarship at one of the most prestigious universities in the United States. And most importantly, this is a university which is deeply concerned about public service and has a philosophy that is very similar to mine, that education, that the purpose of education is to create minds that can implement change, both locally and globally. So I would like to end today with something that the founder of this university, Benjamin Franklin, said, which is, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn." Thank you.